We're on a mission for the Spooky Squad. We're going to check out all the legends and all the things on Dartmoor and the legends in the pubs. We're in the Highwayman pub, as you see. Wow, it's a very histrionic place. Look at it. Look at the place, see? Very histrionic place this is. Very history place this is. It's a very old and interesting place. Look at it. Very old, interesting place. Oh, look at this building, look at it. Look at all these old walls here, look at them. It's a very old building, look at it. Ah! Spooky Lee. Could you tell me when this place was actually built? What history and the history of it and that?
Well, we know that it was built in 1282, and we believe it was built originally as a pub. So for centuries people have been coming along this main Plymouth to Oakhampton road and stopping off here at this very welcoming and quite eccentric hostelry.
Was it a pub when it was first built, or was it something else, like a house or anything?
Well, we suspect it was built as a pub, and obviously by somebody with lots of money and somebody with a very eccentric taste.
Do you think this place is haunted, all this building that?
Some people have called this the most haunted pub in the whole of Britain.
Just that I heard that the Jamaica, which was the pub in Cornwall, that was the most haunted place in Devon. Now I just want to know, is this more haunted than that place?
Well, I think the problem is the pub on Bodmin Moor is well known, much more well known than this is, and so hence it's acquired a more haunted reputation. But in actual fact I would suggest this may well be as haunted because of so many recordings of strange phenomena here over the centuries.
What deaths has been happening here, do you know, Lee? Do you know any deaths that have happened here?
There are no deaths recorded. However, during the Civil War, very close to here, there was the Battle of Sawton, near Sawton Cross. And it's said that even now, up to this day, the ghost of a cavalier, who's been nicknamed Sam, has been known to walk through the door, which I believe is just down there. And he's been seen by many different people.
Do you know the people? Do you know the people he's been seen by? Is it the bar, the landlady, the landlord, or the bar people that work behind the bar? Do you know who's seen him?
I think over the various years, different people have. So that includes bar staff and also customers.
So who was the battle between? It was between Sultan and who else?
Well, it was a big battle between Cromwell's Roundheads and the Royal Cavaliers.
So they've seen like cavaliers coming here, people have seen strange things happen to this place, and yeah?
Yes, typical haunting type manifestations. We've had lights going on and off, strange footsteps, and recently plenty of orbs have been caught on camera.
As you see, if this place is haunted, watch out. Oh.
Years and years ago I ran a hotel in London and had two night porters. Both who were teetotal. I got a phone call at home about 2 o'clock in the morning, and night porter says, "I've got to go, Mr. Holmes, I've got to go." I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "I've got to go." And he just walked off site, and I phoned up the other night porter and he said, "Don't know what happened to Chris," he said, "but he just walked out." About 20 minutes later he phoned me from Westminster Abbey, and he was in a terrible state. He said he'd been sitting in the lounge because at 2 o'clock in the morning people had gone to bed and he was sitting in the lounge. He said this black mist came towards him and held him down and he couldn't move. And then the mist moved on and went through the hotel into the bar, and he went through into the bar. The doors were locked, there was nothing in there, but he just went to pieces eventually. And I didn't take a lot of notice of it, but then the staff started. The Spanish maids were going around in pairs, and every time a door's they'd scream. So one of the guys said to me, "Mr. Holmes, there's a ghost here, we've got to have it place exorcised." And I said, "You can't, this is 1960, and the movie had just come out actually." He said, "The only one guy that can do it is the Bishop of London." So we got the Bishop of London to come round about 6 o'clock in the morning. You could hear Big Ben chiming, and it was misty, literally it was misty, it was straight out of a movie, and eventually he came round the corner. He came in the hotel, and what he wanted was a table with white cloth and a silver dish with water and some salt. And he put on all his robes and he put the salt in the water, and he said if any staff want to come to this thing, that have experienced anything, please do. So we all sat round in a circle, and he went round saying, sprinkling the water, said, in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, evil spirit, I cast thee out. And he went round putting his hands on top of people's heads, and he came round to me, put his hand on my head, and I got hotter and hotter and hotter, and I thought I was going to explode. It was the most peculiar thing. We never had a problem, we never had a thing after that. It was all disappeared. And I asked a lot of guys who used to work nights, I said, have you ever experienced this? They said, yeah. I said, well, why didn't you tell me? I said, you'd have fired us for that. And then I had an apartment, an old guy, my predecessor I'd never met, he'd died before I went there. And I woke up one night, you know, and it doesn't matter how dark it is, there's always a light somewhere. And there was no light at all in the room. We're in the middle of London. I looked, and I've tried to turn, and I don't believe in any of this stuff, and I couldn't turn. And in the doorway of my bedroom was a guy, and eventually I was able to turn over and turn on the light, and I got up, went all around the apartment, there's nobody there. The guy standing in the doorway, and all the doors and windows were locked, there was nobody there. I went into work the next morning, saw the two barmen who'd been there, all worked there forever, and they knew the old guy. And they said, what's wrong, mister? I said, the most peculiar thing last night. I said, there was a man in my doorway, in my bedroom, in a white coat, trench coat and a trilby hat and a little moustache. And they both went very quiet, and I just described the guy who used to live there to a T. And he was an ex-member of the French Resistance. He died in '64 and I went to his apartment in '66. So, although I don't believe in ghosts, I've seen two. And so I suppose I've got to believe it.
Well, thanks a lot for that, Terry.
So don't get any money. I don't normally do this for nothing.
Thanks a lot for that, Terry. Thanks a lot. Right, now we're at Jay's grave, and we've heard a lot of crap's happened here. So Lee, what's actually happened here? What strange things have happened here?
Well, this is a very important site on Dartmoor. Along here is buried the body of Kitty J.
Hey, there's Ian. Hey Ian.
Hello Lee, hello Chris.
Hello Ian. Hello Ian. Surprised to see you here.
Yes, fancy meeting you here on this rainy evening on Dartmoor.
What things have happened? How did she die and all like that?
Well, apparently it was in the 18th century. Kitty J was a 16-year-old servant girl made pregnant by her landowner, and the shame caused her to commit suicide. And here she lies this very day.
Yeah, but what I don't get is, Ian, is that loads of girls nowadays get pregnant at the age of 16, maybe 15, and this girl got pregnant at 16, so it's not the first, it's not the last, is it?
Well, I believe that in those days they didn't actually have chavs as such, whereas nowadays that's a common phenomenon, unfortunately.
It's very different then, wasn't it?
It certainly was before the advent of hip-hop and easy J2Os and various other Bacardi Breezes and stuff, yes.
Do you know who she got pregnant by?
No, it was a local landowner, wasn't it? Somewhere very near to here, but interestingly she was buried, as you can see, at a crossroads. We've got a path going there and up there, and this main road coming through. And the idea was, because she was a spirit who was forsaken by the Lord, they were worried about her ghost coming back to haunt them. So she was buried here, with the idea being that she wouldn't be able to find her way back to her house to haunt her parents, family and friends.
Oh, so she was buried there so she would get lost, so she wouldn't know her way back home or something like that.
That's right, so the spirit couldn't return.
Do you know what year? Was it late 1600s or early 1600s, did you say?
Well, it's late 18th century, wasn't it, Ian?
Yes, I believe it was the 18th century at some stage. Yes. And of course the interesting fact about it is that every day, every morning without fail, new flowers are now placed upon this grave. No one ever sees who comes and goes and actually places the flowers, but there they are, day after day, religiously placed.
Do you think it could be family related to this woman that died in the 18th century? Do you think it could be family later on, you know?
It's very difficult to say. I think it still remains a mystery, to be quite honest. I don't think the culprits, as they were, have ever been caught, you know. It's a fitting tribute, obviously, to the poor girl, but No, as until now, no one has ever actually discovered who placed these flowers.
No, interestingly enough, there was an ASAP vigil here 3 years ago, and they kept seeing a brown Volvo car going past several times, and the ASAP investigators suspected that they were the people behind the placing of flowers, but we won't ever know for sure.
Okay.
We're now on the stretch of road where the Hairy Hands has been known to manifest itself, in between Steps Bridge and Post Bridge.
Chris,
Yeah.
those dangly things in the mirror ruining the shot.
What dangly things? Fuck, I thought that was something, man. Can't believe you want me to drive along here with a Hairy Hands on. This is where the person got killed.
The hands haven't taken us,
We passed the hands.
more or less, yeah.
Hi, we're at Lingfin Castle now, and here we got Spooky Lee. Spooky Lee, can you tell us the history of the castle, please?
Yes, this place was built around 1195, and it was built originally as a prison, and it's been a place where there have been several well documented, quite terrible killings. It's said that this place is haunted by two ghosts, one being Lady Howard and the second being the infamous Judge Hanging Jeffreys.
Do you know how these ghosts, do you know how these people died? Sorry? Do you know how these people died then?
Well, they didn't actually die anywhere around here, but it's said that because they were in the vicinity in life, they sometimes come back here in death. Lady Howard comes back in the form of a black dog, which is synonymous with the Dartmoor legends, and Judge Jeffreys comes back in the form of a black pig. So some quite extraordinary apparitions are said to haunt Lidford Castle.
Well, should we go up into the castle then?
Yes, let's have a look.
Have a look then. Well, that was a real ghost, that. What were these bars used for, Lee, then? Do you know?
Oh well, this was a prison. It was just for making sure people couldn't squeeze out.
Do you know what the bottom bit was used for, specifically?
The bottom part was a dungeon.
Dungeon. Do you know how many people died in the dungeon?
No, we're not sure, but there's been some recent investigations down there, and the people claim to have had feelings of depression and sudden shivers. Obviously, it's quite an exposed place. Yeah, it's a pretty cold spot.
Would you happen to know why they didn't build a roof on this place, Spooky Lee?
I think they did, but I think it's just come in. It's crumbled. Oh, I've heard that, yes. There's not much really here.
Oh, that's where I go, is it?
So Lee, could you explain to the viewers what that bit was used for?
I guess that was the toilet then. Yeah.
So that was used for the toilet, was it?
Yes, I think it was.
Oh, so they did have sewers back in them days then, yeah?
Well, all the effluents would have just gone down there and rolled down the embankments. Yes, it wasn't really dealt with very much.
Thanks a lot for that, Lee. It's been very interesting exploring this castle. I hope we can do more castles.
Yes, I'm sure we can.
You ready, Lee?
Oh yes, we are. It's funny, with the bigger windows at the top, it makes you wonder if that was the the prison guards' quarters on the top floor.
Yeah, obviously the shelf there, which is obviously where the floor level was, isn't it? So I guess this is a bit of a...
Okay, as you can see, castle. It's time to move on to the next place now.
Do you see any ghosts, Chris?
No, I didn't see nothing.
No ghosts?
It's just all empty, really. No ghosts, no nothing. Maybe you might catch some on the camera, but because the cameras have got better sights than human eyes, they say. So I'll catch them on the camera, hopefully. Where did the doctor die then? When you took the doctor's life? Just about to see the road.
You got full beam on your lights, Chris?
Yeah, I got full beam on.
Really?
As soon as the back of the town, I'll be alright.
Actually sounds a bit curvy,
Noisy.
So 4, I'm not bringing the ambulance out here. Okay.
Quite a lot of it down at some stage, wasn't it?
What do you think all this was for, Lee?
This could be where they kept the animals.
The cow, it's lost.
The devil's cow. The devil's cow.
Is it a bull? Lost, isn't it?
If it starts to charge, run.
Or even worse, if it looks like it's feeling frisky.
Oh, good God, yeah. Head off.
What's wrong with it?
More cows around that side than in the little valley bit.
Yeah.
So this is where they used to keep the animals, was it?
I think, yeah, possibly. I mean, it's part of a pretty big complex, isn't it?
That big open area walled off down there, isn't there? Which seem to be for either people or animals assembling in it, wasn't it, I suppose? So.
Yeah. It's a pretty big place, actually, isn't it?
Yeah,
When you
it's
think
quite
of
long,
walls.
isn't it? Yeah, we don't know what more is over that side yet either, do we, sir? Move along now, move along.
Move along. Nothing to see here.
That's the ghost hunters you're looking for. You can go about your business.
Go about your business. Oh, hi Spooky Lee.
Good afternoon, Chris.
Hello, can you tell us where we are exactly?
Well, we're here at Fogintor Quarry, which is 2 miles west of Princetown. And we're here because we've heard reports of a very uneasy atmosphere by one of the lakes.
Can you tell us what is haunted actually here? Can you tell us what exactly is haunted here? Or?
Well, where we'll be going soon, a couple of investigators were there recently, and they pretty much had to run out of the area because they got a really terrible feeling. There are no stories attached to the quarry itself, but there's no doubt there were many deaths over the years where people used to quarry for building materials.
So, would you say this place is haunted? Have they said? They said they've actually seen things here, or has anyone died here? Or
No, it was simply a very strange atmosphere and a very uneasy feeling. So what we're going to do is go to the area concerned and see if we can pick up on any of that. But we're here in one of the old quarry houses where the men used to live when they did their work.
okay, thanks a lot for that, Lee. Thanks a lot. Where the men used to live.
Signs of life.
What is it?
Remains of several barbecues and cans and things down here.
Oh, lovely.
A few picnics going on there.
What the hell was that then? You hear that then?
I just heard a funny old... Did you pass wind then, Mr. Shaw?
No, not guilty, no.
Well, I heard a very strange rumbling sound then, like a... Oh, it's probably just one of the cows again.
Yeah.
This is definitely the place where they got the willies.
Yeah. What's the willies?
Just scared all of a sudden. It is atmospheric, definitely, yeah.
Must be really, really deep then.
How many people walk past this place not even realising this bit's here?
So tell me, Lee, is this where the people got spooked out around here? The quarry?
It certainly is, Chris, yes. This is where, as I said earlier, that they were just walking around, having a nice walk on Dartmoor, when they got to this place, and suddenly they just felt a very uneasy atmosphere.
Do you know what? Do you know? Was it haunted, this place, or was it just they just didn't want to work, or?
Well, yes, we're not sure. There's certainly no stories attached to the quarry.
So did they say anyone died in here, or has anyone died in the quarry? Do you know? Or?
Well, because of all the quarry working that's been going on over the years, there were definitely many fatalities, because there always were on quarries. So there were deaths in the area, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this place is haunted. Certainly the atmosphere is very, very thick.
It's very quiet tonight, I would say, as well.
You might say it's deathly quiet.
Yeah, could be. Maybe it could have been an Indian big burial ground or something. Well, they digged it up, we don't know.
Well, yes, you never know, do you? Stone Age man,
Yeah.
Iron Age man.
Do you think there was any Stone Age people on Dartmoor?
Yes, there definitely were. That there were. Dartmoor was fairly heavily populated in the Stone and Bronze and Iron Ages, because the weather was different. It was a different climate
I
here.
thought I just saw something up there, but I didn't.
It's the sort of place where, if you did see something out of the corner of the eye, it could easily get you worried, I think.
Yeah, so maybe that's what they were scared of, them things that were coming out the corner of the eye and that.
It could be things like that.
And they've probably seen things in the corner of the eye, and I saw something just up there a minute ago, and just went.
Well, funnily enough, as we were coming in here, we heard a strange noise, didn't we?
Yeah.
You heard it. I definitely heard it, and I was convinced it came from just by Ian. But Ian says that there was no sound.
It's very echoey in here, though, isn't it? Any sound is going to carry probably from one end of the quarry to the other, I would imagine.
Yes, indeed. Yes, bouncing off the granite.
Especially considering how silent it is at the moment.
Yeah, very sad. Ian, what do you think about this quarry then?
Well, certainly, as you say, very atmospheric. It almost looks like something out of a film set in a way, doesn't it? It looks like it's been designed to be this shape. I mean, it's certainly got a sort of semi-natural look to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just that things that you'd see. Anyway, thanks for that, Lee, and thanks for that, Ian. Pleasure to speak to both of you. Thanks a lot. So we don't know if this is scary and that, but if we should carry on, I think we'll find out. Thanks a lot. Like I was just saying, at the corner, I thought I saw something. Maybe it's just a figure, just thing in my head. But I thought I saw something black, and it turned like its back to us, and walked off that way. We'll find out later on anyway. So if we like to carry on, we'll find out. Do you think that's dirty water or clean water?
Really clean, I'd say. Oh, I think who knows.
It's the echoing round this bit. It's almost like a chamber, isn't it? It's always like going round in a circle, the sound. Hello.
That's bizarre, isn't it?
Chris Ball, hero.
Hero.
Hero! Hero!
Hero.
Hero!
I'm a hero.
Swing done.
Dinosaur flick.
You mentioned it, like a rock up there sticking out, that little tiny bit. It's from like the right angle with the sun behind it. It looks like shadowy, doesn't it? It's like a little bit low, bit up there. Yeah. Oh, that little bit of that. It looks like there's something peering over the edge, or someone peering over the edge, or an animal or something, doesn't it?
Oh, does it? Do you think that's what I've probably seen?
I'm just saying that I think any rock you see up against the light in here and everything, it's
That's
it looks quite shadowy, doesn't it?
Probably a bit squelchy, isn't it?
Yeah. Hello Lee, can you tell us what you found?
Well, as so often you find on the moors, a dead ram, and as you can see, this one has been shown no mercy. Now we've no idea which animal killed it, but there's always the possibility that it died a natural death and then was just pecked at by a carrion.
Do you think a beast has had it?
Well, to be honest, I don't really have the expertise to analyse it, but because obviously you would have to look at the skeleton for signs of large incisions, large teeth marks, and certainly there are large parts of the rib cage missing, which suggests definitely some sort of force, because I don't think the carrion would be able to do that just with beaks. So
Another possibility is it might have fallen maybe off one of the things and broken some bones almost before perishing, perhaps, I don't know.
maybe, yes.
Been in a fairly fragile state when it landed down here, maybe, who knows. It's very difficult to tell. Certainly there's parts of fur and muscle tissue on the back legs still very much visible, so it's got to be reasonably fresh.
I'd have thought if we couldn't find any bones leading up, if you imagine a line going up from here to the top, then we could assume that this is where the ribs were removed.
There are some small bits of bone dotted about around here, I think. Certainly a bit over there.
As well, there's a bit of bone.
Yeah.
Terrible, what's that happened to you? Sorry for it.
Yes, let's carry on. Is that your tummy, John?
No. Probably
No?
my tummy.
Yours.
They landed out here.
Yes, and there's a selection of rocks underneath as well.
Oh, right.
Now, I'm guessing that's a burial. Might be completely wrong, but
Unless it's just been set up some sort of table for working on or something, maybe. They've just tried to make a level surface of some kind. Because it's quite a level face on the rock, isn't it?
yeah, as a surface for.
Maybe they've just put the bits under to try and level it up even more.
It's definitely been assembled. There's no doubt about that.
number of quite flat rocks dotted around, aren't there? So,
Yeah.
it's not either a burial thing or something to do with the quarry workings.
Yeah, I wonder how many of these have got things underneath them to set them up.
Oh, look at this. This rock over here has had the edge of it crimped in some way. It's obviously had the hand of man upon it, hasn't it, that rock there?
It's always been used as litter,
Yellow sticker. I kite as long as I'm standing on something. Oh yeah, but you're the hero, aren't you? The all action. Yeah, well.
It's been designed to catch water in some way, doesn't it? It's just... It's obviously not a natural formation, is it? With the overhang with the one underneath it. It's been put there for some reason, the crimping on that rock. So whether it's been put there as a sort of a pool for some reason, I don't know. Maybe during the quarry they used to try and catch water here and drain it down into the main quarry itself or something.
Probably that's what I'm thinking as well. You should drain water all the way down.
Yeah.
As soon as you come across like remains of something though, it's
Yeah, it does.
adds a different feel to the place, doesn't it?
Watch out, it's a bit slippery, John.
Oh fuck! Carly.
No swearing, Chris.
Looks like it's something within the rock itself, doesn't it? Almost.
It does, yeah. I've noticed it before.
No, it's definitely crumbling away as if it's rusting, isn't it? Whatever's inside it, whatever sort of metallic.
Which way do we go? That way?
Yeah, I suppose we can go up that way. It's...
He's sending me on an errand there. He's sending me the dangerous way.
But the hero's finished now until next year. The hero would go that way, but he's not the hero.
Oh, not till next year?
You keep on grabbing your nuts, Chris.
Should be said. I'm worried about the so-called hero's determination to send me the most dangerous way.
Should have had sensible shoes on there, shouldn't I? Tell Charlotte I love her.
Say it again.
If I fall, tell Charlotte I love her.
Was that all boggy stand there as well?
It's a bit dodgy, yeah.
Very watery sort of ground, isn't it? That marshy.
I've seen the magic mushroom.
You certainly get the impression that if any beast wanted to live in this area, they'd find plenty of places to hide, and from the number of rabbit droppings and remains we found, plenty of things to feed on as well. So who knows what lurks within. Hopefully we may see or hear something. Squidgy. Can't quite work out what that one is actually.
Nice so far?
Yeah.
And the look of the jawbone, it almost like some horns facing downwards, doesn't it? So I can't work out what animal that would be from here or something.
Gonna go pick it up.
I don't think I'd better actually, to be honest. It's all looks a little bit boggy down there again, so you know what, we might be joined onto it anyway when you pull the skull. The rotting corpse of the rest of it. But but it certainly looks quite fresh. The flies are still picking at it, and there's bits of fur left on it, so the beast sadly plunged to its death and spending its final days resting in here. Get over the top, maybe.
Yeah, that's another.
There's a way up there, doesn't there?
Yeah.
Do you want me to go up there then?
Yeah.
Good look. Yeah.
Yes, what a fantastic place, definitely. And despite the fact that there are no actual legends attached to the quarry, this has been one of the most atmospheric trips we've made. I think we'll be back here another time, quite possibly in the dark, and that should definitely be quite spooky. They've gone off and not returned.